Hello, my dear students, good morning. Students, let's start reading the last section of this story. Today we will try our best to complete the chapter in this lecture, if possible. So, right from this the passage, okay, he walked the horse quietly. We had read the statement, all right, I said. It was made by the narrator Aram, and now this the statement is to be read by us. Okay, let's start. He walked the horse quietly to the barn. The word barn stands for an outlying building, beta. An outlying building for storing grains or housing animals, sheltering animals also. An outlying building for storing grains, fodder, and housing or sheltering the animals also. He walked the horse quietly to the barn, जिसको हिंदी में खलियान बोलते हैं बेटा. खलियान एक ऐसी इमारत, एक ऐसा भवन जिस भवन के अंदर फसल का कुछ भूसा वगैरह डाल दिया जाता है, तूड़ा वगैरह जो भी होता है उसे डाल दिया जाता है, कुछ जहाँ पशुओं को भी वहाँ पर रख दिया जाता है, उसको खलियान बोलते हैं. He walked the horse quietly to the barn of a deserted vineyard. The word vineyard stands for beta. I have already explained it. Okay, grape bearing fruits filled. Okay, grape bearing fruits filled, where there are so many plants of the grapes which bear the fruits and which are also grown there. He walked the horse quietly to the barn of a deserted vineyard. In this statement, beta, the subject he stands for here, the narrator's cousin Murad. Murad took the horse very quietly, very silently to that building which was situated in the isolated, field of the vineyard, which at one time had been the pride of a farmer named Fitwajian. That the vineyard or that the building had also been the pride of a farmer named Fitwajian. At one time stand for here in the olden days, in the days gone by. मुराद जो है उस घोड़े को चुपचाप उस खलियान की तरफ लेकर गया, जो खलियान वाली इमारत भवन एक सुनसान दिखाई पड़ रहे, एकांतवास में बने हुए दिखाई पड़ रहे उस अंगूरों के बगीचे के वहाँ बनी हुई थी. उस अंगूरों वाले उस बगीचे, जिस बगीचे में कोई नहीं रहता था, उस अंगूरों वाले उस बगीचे के वहाँ एक बिल्डिंग बनी हुई थी, जिस बिल्डिंग में अब कोई रहा नहीं करता था. लेकिन बहुत पहले समय, काफ़ी दिनों पहले वह बिल्डिंग फितवाजिन नाम के एक किसान की हुआ करती थी, जिसको बहुत ज़्यादा गर्व हुआ करता था अपनी उस बिल्डिंग को लेकर के, अपने उस खेत खलियान को लेकर के. लेकिन अब क्योंकि वह फितवाजिन नाम का किसान वहाँ पर नहीं रहा करता था. देयर वर सम odds. The narrator also tells us that in that field, in those all isolated and deserted fields, one could see some oats, kind of crop जिसको कहते हैं ना, oats मीन जई के पेड़ थे, and dry alfalfa. Alfalfa is also a kind of plant, which is grown as the hay for animals, which is grown in the fields as the hay for animals. बेटा, hay means भूसा होता है, चारा. जानवरों के या पशुओं के चारे के लिए इस प्रकार की घास को उगाया जाता है. अल्फाल्फा एक प्लांट होता है और उस प्लांट को उगाया जाता है खेतों में. इन द बाण मैंने कहा ही आपको, खलियान के अंदर. उस खलियान के अंदर क्या क्या चीज़ें रखी हुई थी? उस खलियान के अंदर कुछ तो जई के पेड़, कुछ तो जई का भूसा और कुछ सूखी हुई घास, सूखा हुआ अल्फाल्फा नामक जो घास थी, वो घास वहाँ पर गिरी हुई थी, रखी हुई थी ढेर सारी. इस प्रकार से वो घास भी वहाँ पर उस बिल्डिंग में रखी हुई थी, वहाँ उस घास में, ताकि वो घोड़ा चर सके ठीक प्रकार से, अपना पेट भर सके, अपनी चराई कर सके। देखो, देयर वर सम ओट्स एंड ड्राई एल्फाल्फा इन द बार्न। बार्न स्टैंड्स फॉर ए काइंड ऑफ बिल्डिंग, फिर बता रहा हूँ, विच इज़ यूज्ड टू स्टोर द ग्रेन, fodder, and sometimes the same building can also be used to keep the animals, to house or to shelter the animals. So in that building, the narrator noticed that some there was okay, the fodder of oats or the plants of oats, कुछ जई के पेड़ थे, जई के कटी हुई जई के कटी हुई जई जो थी, वो कटी हुई जई वहाँ पर गिरी हुई थी, और वहाँ पर सूखी घास भी, इस प्रकार से अल्फाल्फा नाम का जो घास थी, वो सूखी घास भी उस बिल्डिंग के अंदर उस किसान ने वहाँ पर डाल रखी थी, स्टोर करके आ जाते हैं। वी बिगेन वॉकिंग होम। सुना बेटा, द क्वेश्चन अराइजेज हियर, व्हेन डिड द नरेटर एंड हिज कजन मुराद बिगेन walking home, started coming back to their home? The narrator and his cousin Murad started walking towards their home when they had kept the horse, that the stolen horse, quite safely and securely and secretly also in that building, and the building was already situated in that isolated area. Okay, there were some. It wasn't easy, he said, to get the horse to behave so nicely. It wasn't easy. He said, to get the horse to behave so nicely. At first it wanted to run wild, but as I have told you, I have a way with a horse. I can get it to want to do anything I want it to do. Horses understand me. It wasn't easy, he said. Okay. On the way to their home, beta. On the way to their home, the narrator and his cousin Murad, were busy in their conversation. So on the way back to their home, they both were discussing each other. So they were talking to each other. So while talking to each other, Murad also told his cousin, the narrator, that it was not easy for a common man to behave the horse so nicely, to make a friendship with a horse so nicely. At first it wanted to run wild. As soon as a person began to ride the horse, it started running so wildly, so swiftly. But as I have told you, I have way with a horse. Since he had already told, Murad had already told the narrator that he had a good understanding with a horse, I can get it to want to do anything I want it to do. He had also told the narrator that he could make the horse do those all things which he would like to make him do. He could make the horse do all the things which he would like to make him do. कहने का अर्थ ये है कि वो उसने ये कहा था, मुराद ने अपने चचेरे भाई को, कि मैं जो भी चाहूँ वह घोड़े से करवा सकता हूँ, मैं जैसा चाहूँ वैसे घोड़े से करवा सकता हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे घोड़े के साथ में एक अच्छी सूझबूझ मैंने बना रखी है और मुझे मालूम है कि घोड़े के साथ में कैसे व्यवहार किया जाता है। देखो इस स्टेटमेंट को दोबारा देखो बेटा। इट वॉजंट ईजी, ही सेड, टू गेट द हॉर्स टू बिहेव सो नाइसली। थ्रू दिस स्टेटमेंट मुराद वांटेड टू टेल वन थिंग टू हिज कजन अरम, that it was not easy for a common man to behave with a horse so nicely, so in a friendly manner. As soon as a person mounted a horse and also began to ride it, it started running wildly, and it also became so much difficult for the same person to control it. Since he had already told him, that since he had already told him that he had a good understanding with a horse, That's why he could make the horse do all the things which you would like to make him do. Horses understand me. Murad also told Aram that all horses understood him very nicely. There was a good understanding between the horses and him. How do you do it? I said. The narrator asked his cousin Murad how he could manage it all, how it could be possible for him. I have an understanding with a horse, he said. Murad told Aram that he had a good understanding with a horse. That's why he could control it. Yes, but what sort of an understanding? I said. The narrator again asked his cousin Murad. He was totally agree with him, but he would like to know one thing from his side. One more thing, what sort of understanding he had developed, okay, with a horse. He had made with a horse a simple and honest one. He said. Murad told Aram that he had developed a very simple and honest, okay, understanding with a horse. With a horse. You are still a small boy, he said. Murad also told the narrator that he was still a little child in his age. When you get to be 13, you will know how to do it. Murad told the narrator that he was still a little child in his age. As soon as he attained the age of 13, as soon as he attained the age of 13, he would like to get it all. He would like to get it all on his part. He would like to know it, how to make a good understanding with a horse, how to behave a horse very nicely. I went home and ate a hearty breakfast. Okay. Having such kind of discussion on the way to their home, when they had already reached their home, the narrator entered his home and he took his breakfast wholeheartedly, very cheerfully. Okay. That afternoon, my uncle Khosrow came to our house for coffee and cigarettes. He sat in the parlor, sipping and smoking and remembering the old country. Then another visitor arrived, a farmer named John Byro, an Assyrian who, out of loneliness, had learned to speak Armenian. My mother brought the lonely visitor coffee and tobacco, and he rolled a cigarette and sipped and smoked, and then at last, sighing sadly, he said, "My white horse, which was stolen last month, is still gone. I can't understand it." Today, through this passage, it is told to us that as soon as the narrator uh, stepped into the drawing room, stepped into the guest room of their house, he caught the sight of his uncle Khosrow, who had already, okay, visited their house, and he was also sitting there. Especially, it was the time of afternoon. It was the time of afternoon, and on that day in the afternoon hours, his uncle Khosrow had already, okay, come there to their house, to the narrator's house, to have a cup of coffee, and also smoke cigarettes there. While sitting there in that parlor stands for a drawing room, Khosrow was enjoying the coffee he was sipping. Sipping stands for a take a long drink. Take a long drink with a long breath. With a long breath. Well, drink something with a long breath. We may call. Drink something with a long breath. एक लंबे श्वास के साथ में कोई चीज़ पीना, खींचना, चस्की लगाना. He sat in the parlor sipping and smoking. His uncle Khosrow was already sitting in that drawing room, in that sitting room. At that time, he was enjoying the coffee and also smoking and the cigarettes. Moreover, he was also doing one more thing, and he was remembering the past days of their rural side area, since they had already spent some days in that rural side area, and he was also remembering the days. Okay, which they had passed in some rural side area. मतलब ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में वो पहले रह कर के आ चुके थे, तो उस ग्रामीण क्षेत्र के दौरान में, ग्रामीण क्षेत्र के उस इलाके में जो कुछ भी उन्होंने देखा था, उन सभी बातों को अपने दिमाग में लेकर के उसने उन सबको याद करने में लगा हुआ था. देन अनदर विजिटर अराइव्ड. मीनवाइल वन मोर विजिटर ऑल्सो अराइव्ड देयर इन देयर हाउस, a farmer named John Byro. That the visitor was a farmer by his profession, and his name was John Byro, an Assyrian who, out of loneliness, had learned to speak Armenian. Since that the person never, okay, lived in loneliness, so he used to uh, pass most of his time sitting with the people of the tribe Armenian. That's why he had also been able to speak the language of Armenian. Though he belonged to a different tribe, the name of that tribe was Assyrian. My mother brought the lonely visitor coffee and tobacco. Okay, the narrator's mother, who was really so much generous and who showed her hospitality, okay, very nicely, so that the lady also brought a cup of coffee for that new visitor and also gave him a piece of tobacco so that he could smoke a cigarette, filling the tobacco into a pipe and sipped and smoked, so that the visitor John Byro also enjoyed a cup of coffee and he also smoked the cigarettes there. And then at last, sighing sadly, when he had already taken the coffee and smoked the cigarette और smoked the pipe also. चलम होती है जिसको पाइप बोला जाता है, क्योंकि उसी में भरा जाता है, उसी में भरी जाती है तंबाकू. So taking a long breath, having a long breath, in a very sad and depressed form, being so much sad and depressed, he took a long sigh, he took a long breath, and then he told something, okay, to his mother and his uncle Khosrow. My white horse, which was stolen last month, is still gone. That the farmer told, okay, his mother and his uncle, that the horse which had been stolen, his white horse which had been stolen the previous month, okay, was still missing. I can't understand it. He also told that he could not understand where it had gone. My uncle Khosrow became very irritated and shouted, since the narrator's uncle Khosrow was really a crazy man and he could hardly bear the wordings of some other persons. That's why hearing it all from that farmer, he, okay, became very irritated. He lost his temper. He became very angry and shouted at him, saying it that it was no harm. What is the loss of a horse? He also asked him. Khosrow also asked John Byro what the loss of a horse was. It was not such a big loss. He should not mind to it. It was not such a big loss. Haven't we all lost the homeland? He also asked him, okay, whether he did not know that they had already lost their homeland, complete homeland also. They had also lost their, not complete, entire homeland. I'm very sorry. They had also lost their entire homeland. What this crying over a horse? So he, scolded him, saying it that he should not weep, he should not cry over the loss of a horse, because it was really very little loss on his part. That may be all right for you as city dweller to say, John Byro said. John Byro told the narrator's uncle Khosrow that it could be up to the person living in a city. It could be practical up to the person living in a city. But what of my surrey? The word surrey stands for a carriage driven by a horse. घोड़ा बग्गी जिसको कहते हैं, घोड़ा गाड़ी. But what of my surrey? John Byro asked Khosrow whether he would like to say something about his surrey. That was totally useless in the absence of a horse. What good is a surrey without a horse? He also asked him, okay, what would be the advantage of a surrey in his house without a horse, since the surrey, that the carriage, was also driven by a horse. Pay no attention to it, my uncle Khosrow roared. Pay no attention to it, my uncle Khosrow roared. His uncle, the narrator uncle Khosrow, also shouted very angrily and told him, John Byro that he should not pay any attention to such kind of a thing. It was a normal thing. I walked 10 miles to get here, John Byro said. John Byro also told Khosrow that he had covered a long distance in searching for his lost home, and he had already walked 10 miles there. You have legs, my uncle Khosrow shouted. So his uncle Khosrow also shouted very angrily again, and he told him that he had already got 2 legs. He had already got 2 legs, so he should not make such kind of complaint that he had covered such a long distance. Okay, while searching for the lost dog. My left leg pains me, the farmer said. John Byro told Khosrow that his left leg had also started giving some pain to him. Pay no attention to it, my uncle Khosrow roared. That horse cost me $60, the farmer said. Khosrow again shouted very angrily and told that he should not pay any attention to such kind of things, such kind of little pain. The farmer said that he had really bought the horse paying $60. The cost of the horse was $60. I spit on money, my uncle Khosrow said. So the narrator Khosrow told John Byro that he did not like money. Spit means थूकना होता है. Okay, spit means थूकना. Khosrow told John Byro that he disliked money. He disliked money. He got up and stalked out of the house, slamming the screen door, saying it all, having such kind of long discussion with the farmer John Byro. Khosrow finally got up, left the place, and he went out of the house. He went out of the narrator's house, walking with long steps. Stalked means walking with long steps, slamming the door, closing the door, shutting the door very forcibly, very powerfully. That the screen curtain, the door which also contained a curtain. My mother explained when his uncle Khosrow had already gone out of the house. The narrator's mother told each and everything about his nature and behavior to that farmer John Byro. He has a gentle heart, she said. It is simply that he is homesick and such a large man. While describing some features of Khosrow, she told John Byro that he was really a man of gentle heart, kind-hearted person, and he sometimes he got badly sick of his family members. That's why he left the place and went there, and he was really such a large man. The farmer went away, and I ran over to my cousin Murad's house. Okay, that the farmer John Byro had also left the narrator's house, and he started running from there. He started running from there and went directly directly to his and he sorry the farmer went away. John Byro had also left the place. He had also gone he also left the place. He also came out of the house, and at the same moment the narrator also went to his cousin Murad's house, running fast, since he wanted to inform him that he had got such kind of information from a farmer there at his home. He was sitting under a peach tree trying to repair the peach means a kind of tree, in Hindi adu ka ped. He was sitting under a peach tree trying to repair the hurt wing of a young robin which could not fly. He was talking to the bird. When the narrator saw his cousin Murad, so at that time he was sitting under a peach tree and he was also giving a treatment. He was also trying to repair, means he was also giving good treatment to the badly injured wing of a little bird named Robin, which could not fly due to the पेन इन इट्स विंग. उस वक्त वह जो है ना मुराद जो है वो एक आड़ू के पेड़ के नीचे बैठा हुआ था, और वह उस एक छोटी सी कोई बुलबुल नाम की कोई एक चिड़िया थी, उस चिड़िया की घायल पंख को ठीक करने लग रहा था, उसकी मरहम पट्टी कर रहा था जो कि उड़ नहीं पा रही थी. ही वॉज टॉकिंग टू द बर्ड, मोर ओवर ही वॉज ऑल्सो टॉकिंग टू दैट बर्ड, ही वॉज ऑल्सो हैविंग ए कन्वर्सेशन विद दैट बर्ड. उस पक्षी के साथ में बातचीत भी करने लग रहा था. व्हाट इज इट, ही सेड. At the same time, Murad also asked the narrator what it was, why he had come there, what had happened. मतलब इस प्रकार की बात उसने पूछी कि आखिरकार हो क्या गया, तुम यहाँ पर क्यों आए हो, वापस क्या बताने के लिए आए हो. बेटा, up to here. One more passage is to be read by me and then we will stop here. The farmer John Byro, I said, he visited their house. He wants his horse. You have had it you have had it a month. I want you to promise not to take it back until I learn to ride. So the narrator told his cousin Murad that that the real owner of the horse, John Byro, had already visited their house, and he also wanted his horse. He it seemed that he had stolen the horse for the last 1 month. It seemed that he had stolen the horse for the last 1 month, and he also told him that he wanted him to promise that the horse should not be returned, to its real owner, to John Byro, until he learnt to ride very successfully. उसने कहा कि मैं आपसे वादा कराना चाहता हूँ, तुम इस घोड़े को जॉन बायरो के पास तब तक नहीं लौटाओगे जब तक कि मैं घोड़े की घुड़सवारी ठीक प्रकार से सीख नहीं लेता हूँ. बेटा, द रिमेनिंग पार्ट विल बी completed by us in the next lecture. Okay, since some more part is still left out. Thank you.